Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another set of nails, and these are the glitters that I will be using. You can find these at Michael's, and what I did was I basically just kind of guesstimated and added a little bit of each glitter. As you can see, one is like a chunkier, bigger pieces of glitter, and then the other two are smaller, and it's a pink and then like an iridescent clear ones. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by filing the nails to remove all the gel polish. So I am using my fine drill bit, which you can find on eBay, and I'll leave the link in the description. So once you remove the gel polish, we're going to go in and push back the cuticles. So I'm using this pink cuticle pusher from Sally's, and then I'm going to go in with my sanding bit, which is a 180, and I'm just going to prep the nail. So remember, when you're prepping the nail or when you're removing the shine from the natural nail, you're just removing the shine. You don't want to just file down on the nail because you don't want to thin it out. You literally just want to remove that shine, and then we're going to dust them off and apply our primer. Alrighty, and as always, I am using my OPI Bondex, which you could also find on eBay, and the link will also be in the description. So I'm using my Mia Secret acrylic system in the color pink, which I always use. And at first I wasn't sure what she wanted, so it's gonna look like I'm gonna do an ombre because that's what I thought she wanted, but she actually wants like a glitter tip instead of an ombre. She actually wants like the small line with the glitter as well. As you can see, she was showing me there. So what I'm doing is I'm dipping my brush into the acrylic to where I get just a little bit. Then while I still have the acrylic on my brush, I dip it into the glitter, and then I just apply it onto the nail. So make sure you start at like the small line, set your glitter down, brush it down, and then wipe your small line. And then as you can see, I'm gonna start adding more to like the little bare spots that I have, just to fill in the whole tip. So once again, I do dip my brush into the liquid, then into the powder, and while I still have the acrylic on my brush, I dip it into the glitter and then onto the nail, and then I go back with that same acrylic and just encapsulate that glitter inside the nail. And this coat does have to be a little bit thicker because you want it to cover all those bigger pieces of glitter. Alrighty, so once again I dipped my brush into the acrylic and into the glitter. I put it on the nail, brush it down, and make sure you make that small line. So I'm gonna add a little bit more glitter to the sides so I can have a better small line. And remember, brush it down, and you want to make sure you don't have it too thick because since I already have acrylic on the nail, since it wasn't a full set, you don't want it to be too thick. So make sure whenever you do this, you don't get too much acrylic. You just want that acrylic to where the glitter is going to stick to the nail. So remember, you want to fill in any little gaps, so just keep adding glitter to the spots where you need it. And then while that glitter dry, I'm gonna move over to the other nail, do that tip, and then come back and encapsulate that glitter, because once again that first nail that I did, I wasn't sure. It was a miscommunication, so I didn't know what exactly she wanted. I thought she wanted the ombre, which is why I did the first one the way I did. So yeah, so we're gonna do this glitter, and then I'm gonna go back in and encapsulate that middle finger, if that makes sense. Alrighty, so here is where I move on back to the other nail while that one dries, and I'm gonna apply my acrylic. So you can either do a big bead over the whole nail, or as you can see here, you can do the tip first and then go back and actually fill the rest of your nail in. Either way is good. Alrighty, so now I'm back to this other nail, and once again we're going to do the bead right in the middle of the nail after that glitter dries. Brush it down, and then we're going to go back and do another bead closer to the cuticle area. So this will be the same process for all of her nails. Remember, we dip our brush into the acrylic, or into the liquid, then into the powder, and then while you still have the acrylic on your brush, you dip it into the glitter and then onto the nail. And remember, you don't want to dip it in the powder too much because you don't want a lot of product. You just want that acrylic on the glitter, or you want the glitter on the acrylic to where it's going to stick to that nail. Alrighty, so we are almost done. So as you can see, it's been the same process throughout all the nails. We dip our brush into the acrylic, into the glitter, and then we set it on the nail. We draw our small line, we brush it down, and then we do the acrylic over the whole nail to encapsulate that glitter, and that is it. Alrighty, so now we are just going to go in and reshape our nails. Remember, whenever you're doing this, you already have the shape that you want. You're just going back and redefining your shape. And since we already had acrylic on these nails, they are going to be a little bit thicker, so it's going to be a little bit harder to reshape. But I know whenever you do like encapsulated glitter or anything like that, it's better to do it on a fresh set so they don't be too thick. But we don't want to do her whole new set because this set is fairly new, so that's why I went ahead and just did her feel the way I did. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and reshape her nails, and she does have a coffin shape. So remember, whenever you're filing these, a lot of people have problems with having a straight tip or like the bare tip of the nail or free edge. So you want to make sure that you file that at a 90 degrees angle and then the sides at a 45. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with my electric file, and I'm using my fine drill bit. And remember, whenever you're filing the nail, you want to make sure that you focus on that cuticle area, because if you have any little gaps back there, you will have lifting, because as soon as any little water or moisture or anything gets back there, it will cause your nail to lift. So remember, you want to make sure you file until you can see the cuticle area, the natural nail, and then where the acrylic starts. Because if you're able to see those three things, then that means that there's no acrylic on the cuticle. So remember, you just want to file until you can see their natural nail, because you don't want the acrylic on their cuticles, because that will cause lifting, and I cannot stress that enough, because that's really the most important thing. And also, you want to make sure that you file to remove any little bumps or lumps. So as you're working, you kind of want to feel on the nail, and wherever you see any bumps, just go back and file, because you want a really smooth nail. So a lot of the time you can feel any bumps, or also if you just look at your nail from different angles, you'll be able to see if there's any bumps that you need to go back and remove. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to go back in and buff all the nails, and this is to just have a really smooth nail. It will remove any little scratches off the nail that were left from your electric file. So you want to make sure you buff really good, because if you have any little scratches or anything, they will be able to show through your polish. So make sure you buff the nails really good. Then after this, we're just going to dust them off and move on to our top coat and our rhinestones. Alrighty, and she also wanted her nails to look a little bit more pink, so I will be going in with this D&D gel polish in the color clear pink. So it's literally just like a little pink tint. You could barely tell, but it does give it a little bit more natural look as far as the natural nail at the back. So yeah, we're just gonna apply this on all her nails, and then we're gonna cure them for 30 seconds, and I'm gonna go back in with a top coat. Alrighty, so now I'm going to apply my IBD gel top coat and as well as her rhinestones. So I'll just be using the little bitty rhinestones, which are my SS6, and we're just going to apply one to the back of every nail. Alrighty, so this is the final look. I hope everybody enjoyed. So this video really did no justice to how shiny and pretty they look, but they turned out super pretty. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at GetNail32, and stay tuned for more videos to come.